I plan to make a video at some point about why I chose my surgeon, but one of the common considerations that always comes up is that of cost. So I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. Obviously, everyone's costs are going to be really different depending on what procedure you're having done, first of all, and then also your own individual circumstances, like who you're going to and how far away that is from you. The cost of hotel accommodations in that area, if you have any complications or if you have to have multiple stages of surgery, all these different factors kind of come together. So I can't tell you what that all would cost because there's so many different options, but I can at least talk about what mine has been. So I went to Dr. Christine McGinn in Pennsylvania, and her consultation fee is $150, and so that was my first expense, was the $150, plus gas to get there. It's about a 6.5 hour drive from where I am. Plus I rented a car because mine is not in the best shape. And so that ends up being about $300 because I got an awesome deal on renting a car for $40. So $300 was my first kind of initial expense. The surgery itself was $4,300, which includes anesthesia, the hospital fees, and then her own surgeon's fee, which is incredibly reasonable. The same surgery with Meltzer, I forget exactly what it was, but I called and it was like, I think it was like $7,000 or something like that. It was just like significantly more expensive. So I was like, whoa, okay. And with Sherman Lease, who's actually really close to McGinn, he charges $5,150 thereabouts for his fee and the hospital fee combined. And the Mercy Bars out in California was about the same cost, but obviously with Meltzer or Bowers, getting out there for different appointments would cost a lot because I'm on the East Coast, and so every time I'm going out there I would have to get a plane ticket. That and complications, which are really unlikely, but if on the off chance they did come up, you're kind of like, how do you get there that quickly? But anyway, talk about that in another video. So $4,300 for surgery, and then I spent like $65 for the first hotel the night before surgery, and $180 for 3 nights at a hotel in New Hope. Both hotels were Ramada Inns, which were fine hotels, and I got them really inexpensively. Like $180 for 3 nights is not bad. I had a friend come over who doesn't live in the areas but is relatively close, so I paid them or I'm going to pay them probably around $100 in gas, because you have to have a friend with you the day after, like the 24 hours after surgery. And then I had a flight to get out there and back, which I got for $280. Pays to shop around. And I also planned my surgery so that it was an off time, so it wasn't like spring break or a holiday or just a really busy time of the year. Like the summer tends to be busy, like the whole summer. Like it's mid-February after Valentine's Day, like whatever. And then leading up to the surgery, I had to see a psychologist and get that letter, which cost me about $180, because the insurance company would pay for me to see them, but not for the time it took to write that letter because they don't cover anything trans related. supposedly, and here's where it gets interesting, I had a bunch of blood work done, and that was covered for them, which I didn't question, obviously. But so blood work ended up being only like $50, and then I had to get a 2-view chest X-ray, um, which was about 280, I believe, which was not covered. So all those things combined is about $5,535. Um, I am gonna go back to Pennsylvania in 4 weeks to get my stitches out. Um, and so I'm gonna be doing the same, like renting a car, driving down thing. So that'll probably cost me about $150 to do. I'm not gonna stay at a hotel. I have a friend's house I'm gonna crash at. Um, and then I also have a 2-month appointment where she's going to be doing the repositioning, and don't I don't have to pay her for repositioning, but I don't know if there's any other fees involved with that. I don't think so. So assuming there are no added fees to that, it should be about $150. So all that adds up to $6,135. So that's about what I am spending. Dr. McGinn also provides free 6-month, 1-year, 3-year, and 5-year appointments, where I can just go and check it and talk about revisions if I needed them or whatever. So I can do that as well. So that's the cost in a nutshell. Everything else is just like the basics of living. Like obviously you have to think of food. Oh, I didn't mention surgery-related supplies. I included those as well. So like, stocking up on protein shakes and things like that I would never normally buy. I ended up buying a lot of gauze because they had 50 million different kinds of gauze, but not the type of gauze that I needed. So I bought all this different type of gauze. Pills like zinc and vitamin C and Arnica montana and the prescriptions and things like that. And then a penis pump. I just kind of threw that one in there. So that was also included in my calculations. So you have it, a little over $6,000.